What was the most uncomfortable like type of shift? And you don't have to get too personal, but I'm just morally curious.
Well, that's a tough conversation. That's a tough thing for me to think about, because I think for me, I have a larger discomfort level.
Okay, I like that.
I can step into a lot of things. And so there are lots of conversations I've had where afterwards I was like, oh, that was great. And someone was like, oh my God, how did you do that? That was so uncomfortable. And I'm like, really? You were uncomfortable, huh? I wasn't.
And I love the fact that you said, like, well, you were uncomfortable. Why? And then that's a real good coaching moment if you have two consultants there.
But
what part of that conversation made you uncomfortable? Let's talk about this for a second.
Yeah, definitely. And I think too, I think where I have actually been, if I have to be candid, uncomfortable, because discomfort comes in when you don't know. So if I'm stepping into something that I don't know, that it will make me a little uncomfortable. And I actually had a conversation recently with an individual. We were talking about pronouns. So Shane, we actually did a LinkedIn Live. So if you're interested in learning more about pronoun usage, you can check my LinkedIn. We did a LinkedIn Live and, they keep the videos up there. So it's great. And what was good about it was before we did the live, we had to have a conversation because I said, Shane, I need help. I am struggling with pronoun usage because here's pronouns are ze, here, here's. And I was like, this is hard for me. And so I'm working on it. And I'm still working on it. So this is the thing. Like when I joined our stream today, my pronouns were up. They're not here, right? And so we talk about values. One of our values now is we really are, or I shouldn't really call it a value. It's more just a part of our process is we want to make sure that we always have our pronouns up because it invites others to be able to do the same. We also want to.
I could see that.
Yeah, and we also want to be able to. I realize even in my own company, right? So my assistant, their pronouns are they, them. And I did not know that until recently, until we started putting our pronouns up and I put up she, hers, and they put up they, theirs. And even somebody else on my team mentioned it and said, oh, did you see that they have different pronouns? And I said, yes, I did not know. We didn't have to have a conversation about it, right? We didn't have to make it awkward. It's just like, now I know. So now that's a way for me to be informed and for me to appropriately speak to them and refer to them without us having to have the awkward conversation of, oh, what are your pronouns? Are your pronouns different? Why are your pronouns different? What are your pronouns? We don't have to do that, right? Just from the simple act.
Thank you for that.
Of being able to put it up and show what they are. So, and it's also, when we think through, talking about pronouns, as a woman, if I'm watching let's say a training video, I do trainings all the time. If every example that I used in every case study said he, and I'm like, and then he says, and then he does, and then he, right? Everyone's going to notice that at some point. Yeah. You're going to go, whoa, what's up with that? That's really misogynistic, right? It's the same thing though. If we don't ever use other pronouns and we only ever use he or she, or we go into a room and we always say, ladies and gentlemen, right? Or we are speaking and we say he or she, odds are you are discounting a large group of people in that audience who have not identified themselves to you because they don't have the opportunity to do so. But it's like what we said about companies that are doing surveys, right? You're only getting a little bit of the information. You're not getting all the data.